Okay, so this one is a Gold's Gym treadmill. There's the model number right there. I'm having problems with it that I can't seem to figure out. And I know that the YouTube community is usually pretty good to share things like this. When I got this from somebody, I believe it was in their backyard for a while. And so it got covered up with a lot of dirt, even on the inside. I've cleaned some of it up. I took the circuit board out, cleaned it up really, really good. And yeah, I've taken this apart for a good reason. I'm fixing to show you. All right, so my question is, okay, I've got it plugged in. Okay, go here and turn the power on. You hear it beep, and you see the light is on, the LED. That's why I got the cover off. And the reason why I have the belt off the motor is because I do understand I got to put this on. So I press go. Maybe I can get all this in the same frame. I don't know. When I press go, you're going to see the motor try to crank up. See, it bumps. I press stop. It bumps again. See, it just bumps. I can also press the speed. That time, it bumped good. It don't always do that. I don't know how this thing is supposed to work. I don't have to run on a treadmill. I don't do all this, or at least not this kind of treadmill. But in my opinion, it should continue running, right? See, it just bumps sometimes. Every once in a while, it'll crank up. Now, when I do that, okay, and it just bumps, notice the light flashes 4 times. Okay, and yeah, all over the internet it says it's the motor. Okay, well, what can possibly be wrong with the motor when it cranks up like it does? So, let me show you. I'm turning the power off, and I'm going to unplug it. Okay, now we're going to go back to this. Hopefully I can do this one-handed. So, this kind of motor has brushes in it. There's a brush here, and there's a brush on the bottom. Now, I assure you, I have looked at this a couple of times. Okay, and this is just a plastic cap that's easy to remove, as you can see. You remove the cap. You've got the wire with the spring and a brush. That's what we call this piece of steel, or carbide, whichever one it is today on this one. And to me, this is plenty long. Maybe it can be longer, but do notice that when I put it in, and I put all the spring in, you know it's got to be touching the motor. It's got to be touching the motor, otherwise it would not bounce back out. You know for a fact that thing is touching the motor. Okay, if it was not touching the motor, it would not spring back out. So I believe the brushes are good just because of that. So I want to know, I'm trying to do this one-handed. Anyway, I'll put it back together in a minute. I want to know why, when I bump it, when I turn it on, why does it just bump? It needs to roll. Why does it say there's a problem with the motor when there's not a problem with the motor? Now, I do understand the thermocouple that's in here. That's the 2 blue wires. It's got a thermocouple. Okay, the 2 blue wires. I bypassed it. Okay, and it does the exact same thing. It'll bump sometimes, and sometimes it'll engage fully. Okay, and then stop. No matter what, it stops as though something is telling it to stop. Now, is it a sensor that I'm missing? Do I not know how the treadmill works? Do I have to have my hand in a certain spot for it to continue to run? It's my understanding that you can walk hands-free on a treadmill. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you have to have your hands somewhere. But it would be weird, because how does this machine know where your hand is at? So I'm not a believer in that. Instead, there's got to be a reason. I have removed this panel and taken a look inside. Everything looks brand new. I promise, everything looks brand new in there. There's no smell of anything burned up any place on this machine. So I believe everything is fine. Yeah, you can see the roller over there, and there's another roller over there that I've been cleaning up, and I'll put back on. But I'm almost at the point of giving up. I thought that I could clean this up. It would be an easy fix, and I could sell it. So let's see what the YouTube community has to say about this.